He poured the aphrodisiac meant for livestock breeding into the town's only water source. That day, the entire town echoed with the same sound. The villagers spent a delightful afternoon. In China lies a secluded little town, where everyone enjoys remarkable longevity. Thus, the Chinese emperor bestowed upon it the name Longevity Town. Within the town lived a young man named Niu. He had been mischievous since childhood. In the villagers' eyes, he was the quintessential troublemaker, stealing small items, climbing mountains and rivers, never following the rules. Nearly everyone in town had been pranked by him. He loved to go shirtless on rainy days and tease the girls. Because of this, he was often beaten by the blacksmith, but after each beating, he remained as incorrigible as ever. Niu was a regular at the butcher shop. He'd buy meat on credit, but never paid his debts. The butcher had no idea how much meat Niu owed him over the years. Worse still, he drilled a hole in the floor of the painter's house to spy on the couple's private moments. That's how he discovered the painter's bedroom shortcomings. On this day, the town elder of Changzhou Town would turn 120 in just 4 hours. This was the longest lifespan ever recorded in their history. To ensure the elder achieved this milestone, the townspeople had long since stopped letting him drink. Niu sneaked into the widow's room. As she applied essential oil, he whispered softly in her ear. The widow was mute, unable to speak. She fled downstairs, but weakened by anemia. She collapsed unconscious. The two guards watching the elder heard the commotion and rushed to investigate. Niu seized the chance to slip into the elder's room. He poured liquor into the elder's 4 bottle and fed it to him through a rubber tube. The elder, who had longed for a drink, took several satisfying gulps. Then, content, he departed this world. This enraged the villagers. They grabbed farm tools and chased after Niu. Finally, the town mayor intervened, declaring, "The autopsy report is in. The old man's death had nothing to do with the wine." Only then did the villagers' fury subside. After the old man's passing, the villagers followed custom, dressed in black robes for his funeral. Only Niu did not attend. They placed the old ancestor's body on a raft for a water burial. The burial offering was the town's widow, though she was mute. Her figure was fine and her skin fair, qualities the town's women disliked. The widow knew the rules for burial offerings. Once the raft drifted far away, she jumped into the water. But just as she was about to drown, Niu rescued her and carried her ashore. Niu brought the widow back to the temple where he lived, but he did not touch her, knowing she suffered from anemia. He drew his own blood for her to drink, believing this would cure her condition. When the widow awoke and left the temple, her clothes still damp, she could only wrap herself in Niu's garment to return home. The town's women had long envied her. Today, they finally seized their chance. They were convinced the widow had slept with Niu, an utterly shameless act. They vented their fury on her with frenzied rage. Upon learning of the widow's ordeal, Niu procured a packet of aphrodisiac meant for breeding horses. He poured it into the town's sole water source. That day, the entire town of Changzhou echoed with the same sound. The villagers spent a joyous afternoon. That night, Niu came to the widow's home. As a widow, she should not have accepted another man. Perhaps it was the water laced with aphrodisiac. Perhaps it was that both she and Niu were despised by the townspeople, that they were kindred spirits. Or perhaps she was moved by Niu's kindness. In the end, they became husband and wife.